Guys, we are back for our next episode. What are we on now? Episode 5 of the No Name PT podcast.
Bingo.
We're back with Kevin and Hutch and the big guy here. Unfortunately, we're not all still in Florida. Well, everyone but Kevin right now is in Florida. Hutch, where are you at? Are you on the dock?
Yes, ma'am. I am sitting on the dock at the canal.
Yeah, well, I'm where the magic happens. So,
for some people,
or the nightmare, however you want to look at it, whichever way you want to look at it.
So we're back. Everyone's kind of gone home since our first couple episodes that we did here in Florida. And we left off the last episode of we were going to actually start machining parts specific for this tactical model.
Which is yet to be named, correct?
Has yet to be named. I mean, we just keep calling it the tack gun or the tactical gun. So I'm at some point it's going to have something that's either tactical or tack in it, or I'm never going to call it the right name. So what do you got?
well,
See ya, ma'am.
this is what I had.
Oh,
Very dramatic.
That was. Can't really see it. It's too fucking shiny.
And this
No,
is
it looks good. You can see it good.
no, you can see it really good. It looks
Yeah.
nice.
Grip tape, flashlight, comp, everything you'd want in a gun. And then some.
so it's got, hold on. I don't know,
Go ahead.
kind of.
Take it for a spin.
Yeah.
So, you
So
won't talk about it, Tiffany. Will you tell us about it?
exactly. So we've got a Athena hair on here.
Woof hair.
Yeah, a big woof hair. We've got the comp that we talked about in the last episode with the angled ports in the front on it that also lines up flush with the front of the frame. The slide
clean.
cuts, I know we'd put like a little bit of a teaser out there when you kind of drew these up and modeled those, put them out. So this is what that looks like from the computer screen to actual metal. We did do some through holes here in the front in these. What do we even call these? They look like almost like stop signs. The stop sign ones.
That is way cooler than a stop sign.
Little tapered, little angled. Be nice.
The hexagon holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Kind of the same thing on this side. We did throw in it might be really hard to see, but we threw the bird in up here, the Phoenix. Got the grip tape done for the grip, which I think turned out really, really well. And we'll be able to do it all the different
Colors, styles.
patterns. There's even some already that we may actually be able to do some really cool cutouts in the grip tape and maybe machine some things underneath. That'll be kind of cool that we'll show through in the grip tape. The one thing we haven't done yet is we haven't done anything with this mainspring housing. It's not staying like this, is it?
I like checkering. It's not up to me.
What would you change on it?
I had the idea. I thought maybe we put the texture from the top of the gun down the mainspring housing in the back.
That's fine. That's what you want. That's what looks cool.
Which magwell is that?
This is our tactical magwell, or the IPSC magwell for the
AKA
honchos.
the-
Yeah, the IPSC magwell are more the tactical type magwell. I think it turned out pretty good. Mag release fits in.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the mag release. Is that we machined that oversized mag piece?
No, we're actually going to do an octagon mag release that matches the slide cuts.
I had that idea the other day that we do one that matches up here. It'll kind of tie it in with the mag release button on this side. I think it turned out really, really well. I do like the smaller hammer in the back. Functional grip safety. We'll be able to do these both ways because we actually the functioning or not functioning parts in the grip safety itself, not in the grip. So we'll be able to do that both ways. So the other side of that is, and we'll have to get Miniho to work some of his magic and put us in some videos here. But how did it shoot?
I think it actually shoots better than the
Prototype, the original prototype.
Yeah, with the shorter slide, it just balances the gun out a little bit better.
I mean, you've got big gorilla hands, and the teaser video you sent me, I mean, it looked so flat.
147s in this thing, It don't even feel like you're shooting a gun.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. That's good. And then I saw it in your hands, Tiffany, which are obviously much smaller than Brian's.
I think it feels pretty good. I mean, I like the swell of the Evo just because I feel like it fills in my hands a little bit more, but that's also more of on a, full size gun, a full size honcho that's got, probably a little bit more weight and stuff to it. I like having that swell in there. But that being said, this doesn't feel that bad. You feel like you have enough of that front to back room. It makes it feel a little bit shorter. That kind of makes up for it a little bit. Like it gets in there so much I can almost hit the mag release without moving anything. I may end up being like Kevin and need one of those little extendo paddles on the side.
Got an extender, eh?
To get off. But
Hey man, you always need extra inches.
Right.
I like it. We did go without the shielded safeties on this one. I think that's more of just to keep more of, kind of a low profile
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
sneak.
I don't think you're hurting us by doing that at all.
Right. If someone wanted to do some shielded safeties, I don't think that would be a big deal, would it?
Yeah.
We'd actually be able to put those on because everything we make is kind of interchangeable. So you could come up with a group of a couple different things.
Yeah.
Except caliber on this one, correct? Or are we, how's that gonna go down?
I think this one's gonna be a 9mm only. It's primarily, that's what we sell the most of is 9mm. And what we're trying to do with this model is to be able to have them ready to go or near ready to go. People hate waiting, they hate lead times. And I can tell you, we're probably at the current moment, or at least in the past few months, been one of the companies I think out there with the longest lead times and stuff that's been going on. And we've been doing a lot of stuff and making some changes and adjustments along the way to alleviate that, so that long lead times are no longer a thing. And it's kind of starting with this model. I think we're going to kind of put the benchmark on this model that it's going to have an ultra low lead time if it's not in stock.
I want to make it so it's in stock. The gun's only going to come one color, and that's black. You can have a different grip anodize and grip
Unless
tape.
you wanna write a big fat check, which, we'll always
Right,
take your money. But
Yeah, custom
right.
options come with a custom price tag and a custom lead time, but being able to just have, black options on this. And I know on the morphs, we did black nitride we were doing. I don't know that we've been super impressed with the black nitride.
No, I'm going back to DLC.
So we're actually talking about DLCing, and I know for most certainly this model will definitely be DLC. The aluminum grip, may be a little bit different, but primarily.
Yeah, it's going to be I just think DLC is slicker. I think a little more wear resistant. Plus, it's just there's more people that do it. Black nitrate's only kind of one game in town.
Yeah, and I think it's neat with the aluminum grip, you could actually do some different customization options, that kind of stuff too. But again, custom options come with a custom lead time. So we've been out to the range, been shooting this almost, I know you've been out there almost every day. Hey, Hutch, you want to hit mute? All I can hear is your sea breeze down there. There we go. So I know you've been at the range almost every day and shooting it, testing it. How are you feeling with it as far as, functionality, technically how it shoots, how it recoils, how it's handling different ammos? How's that going?
I think this gun is probably one of the best running and cleanest ones. It's even cleaner than a honcho because I changed the lock block a little bit, keeps the gun locked up a little longer, which basically allows it to burn all the powder all the way out. So really the gun doesn't get dirty. I put probably 800 rounds on it. I haven't done anything to it, put a couple drops of oil in it. I haven't even took it apart.
Well, if that works,
That will be very good.
I'm gonna ask the question all the honcho owners are gonna ask. If that works better in here, do we need to look at some point, maybe making a change to the honcho locking block system?
It can, but if you don't oil it, it's still not going to matter. It's still kind of irrelevant.
This is,
How
That's
is
gonna
the
be on our next
ports in the
podcast.
comp working?
what was that, Hutch?
How is the ports in the comp working, Brian?
This one's got about 650 rounds through that fiber, and you see it really isn't even brown.
Yeah, when I
Looks clean.
Doesn't burn it out.
I figured that's going to be some of the internet keyboard warriors are going to jump on is that potentially, but I think it's been tested and proven already that it's not going to melt that or cause any issues. Designed it
No,
just right.
Yeah,
Big-
because you
big-
can see some of the, the black inside the holes, but there's none on the front side at all. Even underneath where the fiber is, it's still nice and shiny underneath, and it's not really affecting it while shooting, or at least I
No.
couldn't tell a difference while shooting it.
that's for backup.
Have you shot it, Tiffany?
Shot on it?
I did shoot it.
Good. Awesome.
It shoots really, really well. I think there's gonna be a lot of female shooters out there that want something that is going to run well in different situations and different, some of the tactical games and other things out there. Some of the law enforcement or military ladies out there, I think they're going to really like it just because it's a good balance.
Mhm.
And they can get a little bit more of that front to back, kind of grip, where a lot of them aren't necessarily on like the 3-gun or USPSA side, where having that Evo grip makes a little bit, of a difference. So I
Yeah.
think and you've got the ability, lights and different stuff that you can put on it. So I think it's going to go over really well. I really like it.
Yeah, it shoots really good being that short. It's balanced really
Girl with the Gun Fall Fest is in October. It takes about 2-hour drive from my house, so maybe we can I can run it down there and let some ladies shoot it.
That'd be kind of cool. I do believe the hope is, well, either coded or uncoded. We got to see how quickly they could get it done if we need it to. But I believe whether it is coded or not coded by then, this model should be at NRA. Going with Kevin and Dylan down to NRA. So if any of you
If
guys,
you get us plane tickets,
I'm already put you on the freaking slow boat down there, $1,000, and
airfare is
airfare, goodness, but it is Memorial Day weekend, so
Yeah.
that makes it a little tough. But the NRA show in Houston, we'll have some morphs there, some honchos there. One of these will be there, and I say one of these because we had this. We talked about in one of the other podcasts doing an aluminum frame. This is a steel frame.
Correct.
And we talked about doing an aluminum frame. What's the concerns with doing an aluminum frame? And I'm assuming we'll do, 70, 75.
Yeah, it's always longevity. I mean, it's kind of unreasonable for people to have an aluminum frame gun and expect it to last 80,000 rounds just like the day they bought it. That's just not.
what happens to it over time, Brian, on an aluminum frame as far as what's it do to it? Just wear it down or
slide the frame fit and it becomes loose. I mean, it's the softest of all the metals, so it's going to wear the fastest.
but for someone that's not using it for competition and is using it for a range gun, or they're using it for a duty use gun that's not going to see 80,000 rounds for its lifetime, what's it do for them? Lightens it up, makes it easier for them to carry it. How's it? What's the pluses to it?
It's 9 ounces lighter just in the frame, so it's substantially lighter. And we're thinking about doing something not as wild as what this one is. This one's a little over the top for a lot
Right,
of
but
people, but this one's cool.
I think you avoided mine and Kevin's questions. What do you think, not holding you to it at this point, because obviously we're going to have to shoot it until we find the failure point
Right.
of the aluminum in this environment. But what's your best guess as far as like a round count that we might see on an aluminum framed grip or framed gun?
Before it starts getting really loose, probably 30 to 35,000.
I would say your average person, gun owner, won't ever come close to that even in a lifetime
Probably.
unless they're. I think Dylan's the only person that shoots that amount of rounds, and that's because he has endless bullets somehow.
He's working hard in that office every day.
Oh,
Listen, those 26 hours a week, he's really getting it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's really the only limiting factor. It's going to get loose. There's no doubt about it.
Do you think it'll break?
No.
You think it'll crack or have any issues anywhere?
No, it's going to get loose.
I see this being an option for, we've been kicking around, Tiffany Avis, we've been talking about a lot. The tactical games is growing and getting bigger. And we just brought on James Gill to the team not too long ago, who's very involved in that. I see this being a good fit for that environment. No rough grip, God bless the Evo grip. It has its purpose, but it's not meant for tactical games. And it be, an aluminum grip offering 9 ounces of weight. When you're hauling around heavy ass weight and running and gunning for real, I think that's a good opportunity for that project to do
Yeah.
well in.
Yeah, so, and if it did well in the aluminum frame, that's 9 ounces in both the grip and the frame that we're saying. That's like 18.
That's 9 ounces in both.
9 ounce just in the frame.
Yeah,
This-
9
this-
ounces
this
just
is
in the
same.
frame.
Okay.
The
The,
grips.
it's not
just
the same as
whole
a
gun would be
steel one
9 ounces lighter than what that one is.
than what
We know it.
currently is, but from like a honcho, we're saving
Oh.
18 ounces in weight
Yeah.
just in the aluminum of the frame, and most
No.
of them that are doing steel on the grip.
Right. Correct.
Oh, how much does that gun weigh there, Brian?
I didn't even weigh it. It's really kind of
It's
irrelevant. It's kind of more how it shoots than weight.
I agree.
it doesn't seem that heavy.
It's not heavy. I mean, it's
No.
nowhere near like what a honcho is. Those things are 45 plus ounces.
Mhm.
This one's, I don't know. I'll throw it on the scale today. I've never
Yeah,
weighed.
I just be curious because we all know someone's gonna ask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, could you make it lighter? Yeah. But it really
And then
takes away from what we want it to look like.
Right.
Are we
All
doing
the way to the non-moving part.
a basic slide cut? You said on that as well too. We're gonna offer it fancy and then kind of more tactical, or no?
Not on this one. I think the simple slide cuts may be only on the aluminum version. I don't know. I mean, that's whatever.
Well, I think we
whatever the
do-
chief wants to do.
I think we do two options, because that's kind of what we got. We got people that love these slide cuts, that really, really like them. And then there's some people that are more traditionalists
This
that
one-
want
want the
something
CUDA
a little
cuts.
bit more simple. So what we kind of kicked the idea around is maybe doing a simple slide with just some straight front and back serrations. But what if we did something cool and like Cerakoted it? We did like a battle warned or an FDE or something on it that, made it a little bit different
Yeah. I think
with some
that-
basic
think so.
slides. We could at least spruce up some basic slide cuts on here.
Can't do that on plastic guns.
I know that battle worn thing's really popular. It looks neat.
What would you pick, Hutch? What would be your option for kind of a color scheme on the more traditional model?
If we went with like the Coyote or the FDE, that's really big right now. Everybody's digging that and liking it. Especially with the options we're going to have in grip tape colors. There's all kind of, it could be really cool. You could have the FDE and a forest green tape or whatever. It could be pretty neat.
I've seen a lot of camo grip tape here lately too.
There you go. That
Yeah.
brown and black grip, the brown and black camo texture, that would be cool. I think the serrations on top of the slide, once it's coated, I think that's going to help with glare and everything else too. I think
Yeah.
that'd be kind of neat. It looks good.
I even like it looks now. I know it's not practical, but I think it looks pretty cool in the raw.
Right up Hutch's alley. He likes some chrome.
Yeah.
Oh, he's already looking. He's got
He's like,
Q-tips and polishing compound in his mind.
True.
I'd be on
True.
here. Yeah.
I mean, on down the road, I would like to make, speaking of like shiny guns, an all stainless gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same.
People still like that classic all stainless look for sure.
Yeah. I'd like to two-tone it, do it like black DLC, then take it off the sides. The way it gives it a nice two-tone look.
Yep. Nope, I agree, man. It looks good. I'm jealous that I'm not holding it right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
we were
if we
talking.
did that-
Oh, go ahead. We were talking a little bit in the team chat about it. We kind of posted up some teaser pictures there a couple days ago. And I know Steven Sanders chimed in and said that you need a bigger
She said my
flashlight.
flashlight's lacking. Mini flashlight, okay.
But with the
That
regular-
thing in all brown with black controls and black grip tape, that would be,
That'd be pretty cool looking.
yeah, it'd be sexy.
Well, and it wouldn't be that expensive or that difficult if you wanted to change up the look of your gun. You could do something, you could change the whole grip for that matter. Almost every grip we make, these don't have the front grip screw holes,
Kind of like the more.
kind of like the Morph. So, and we'll probably offer some other options without the front grip screw holes
Yeah.
because it doesn't really need it. But then you would have options if you want to change it up, put a steel grip on it, put an Evo grip on it, put a 1776 grip on here, you could fit it, or kind of drop.
Aftermarket options, though,
Fitting.
correct?
Do what?
Those are gonna be like aftermarket options, yes?
Yes. So not
Awesome.
during the order, but afterwards, if you have this and you want to change it up, you
Yep.
can change the grip tape. You can change the grip on it, get an anodized, grip, have it anodized. We've actually talked about offering anodized
Yeah.
grip options, but highly recommending that those be for our frames, just because the amount of fitting that's sometimes involved with other manufacturers' frames.
They're all different.
So I have a question, right? Since I'm all the way up here in Kansas, not beautiful Florida. So the same amount of all that you do down there, Brian and Tiffany, in this gun is the same amount that it goes into the race gun, correct? I mean, it's no different at the end of the day, just a different design. It's still being hand fitted. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
being the same precision machining, all the same processes, right?
Right.
Okay.
And I've seen some of the comments online where people believe we're just mass producing guns and this, they're CNC machining them and just throwing them together and sending them out the door. That's not entirely true. Our gunsmiths do hand fit every bit of this gun. The only difference is that the big guy here happens to really know what he's doing in CNC machining, and we're machining them to a very close interference fit where they don't have to be remachined to be able to fit them together, but they
Yeah, the
also
tolerance.
fit.
Yeah,
Every part
Ron's
on
got
here,
upset with the tolerances, or they ain't gotta mess with it.
so it's still being hand fit. Everything's
Yep.
being, blended by hand. We don't have any, automation for that. Obviously, if we see that we're taking a lot of blending off the back of the slide, obviously he's going to go into the slide that we're using and, take some of that time out. So we're saving as much time as possible in building these. But they are still hand fit. I know right now, Tony and the guys in the back, he can build one of these, I'd say probably about 3 hours.
Yeah, I've been putting on the clock, but there's really not a lot of difference.
Right. So I think about 3 hours. And then, of course, after the 3 hours, there's, sandblast and prep for coating and all of those other things that go on, and some assembly once it gets back. But essentially from raw parts to fully built, probably about 3 hours,
Yeah.
3 and some. And maybe we go out and we put a clock on and just, an average day, how long it's taking. And we do have, each gun is built by a gunsmith, by the same gunsmith, as in, it's not passed along through an assembly line, like this person's doing slide to frame fits, this person's fitting barrels, this person's fitting grips. It is one person, one individual that builds the entire gun from start to finish.
I think that's just important for people to know, especially when you are making an investment. You're not going to buying a $600-700, polymer pistol. That when you are paying, $2, $3, $4, $5, whatever, $6-7 grand, depending on what you want to do with our company, that there's a reason it costs that much. It's there's a lot that goes into it, and the material cost and all of it.
Which
And
is rising
the
daily.
material costs are rising daily, and
It's ugly.
we've really been trying very hard to set up our pricing structures. And I know Kevin, you and Hutch have been in on some of this, our pricing structures for stuff, so that we've kind of anticipated the increase in material costs so that we don't have to do costs increase for our dealers and for our customers as frequently as other companies are, or with as large of jumps as they are. I heard one company's doing something like 14%, 16% price increases.
A lot.
People will eventually stop buying. I mean, there'll be the select crowd that won't do it because they just have endless income, but the majority of America, they don't. So.
Yep. So we are going to do black on this as long as we can get it out before NRA. If not, it'll go for coating right after NRA. We're going to work on basic slide cuts, let's call them traditional slide cuts, and an aluminum frame.
That'll be the next one.
Okay, so we'll do that one and start testing it after we send this one up to Kevin and Dylan for NRA. We'll start on that one. So next
Please
week,
send it to me so you guys can get it back.
Dylan will wear it out. I love it.
he'll try to leave with it. He'll be gone. He'll say,
No,
"Okay,
he'll be gone.
this is mine. Gotta go. I'll send you Tito's. It'll be fine." So what do you think the chances are of having that one? I've seen you kind of playing around with some basic slide cuts already.
Yeah.
Of having one maybe by our next episode. So we'll keep doing testing on this till it has to go out, putting rounds through it. I know Dylan and Kevin are going to be at the range because Dylan's be like, dude, we've got 3 hours before our flight leaves. Let's go to the range.
That will happen.
They'll be out shooting it and they'll be there at the booth, cleaning dirt out of it. So if you see dirt at NRA, just give them crap about it because they obviously went and shot it. So do you think we can have one of these before next week's episode?
Yeah, I already got that. Yeah. Why make one when you can make two?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. Anything
do
else?
we know what?
No, go ahead.
Do we know what retail is gonna be on this? Because I know people are gonna be asking.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
I would say we're gonna have to probably prove out, obviously keep shooting this, longevity, everything wise. It has a lot of similarities to the Honcho, so we kind of know, it's gonna be okay and it's gonna work out. It's just if we need to tweak anything on it. Let's get the traditional slide done and the aluminum frame and get some testing on it, and then we can kind of start running, because all of our pricing, and I'll put up a little bit of guides for the stuff that we're doing on the pricing. Our pricing depends on time and materials for the most part. So it's the cost of the materials to make it, it's the machine time in machining the materials into the parts that we need. We add in time, for the gunsmiths, the gun that they're building, how long it takes, for it to go off to coating, the coating costs, coming back, the purchase parts that we buy, plus the shipping and all that. So we factor everything in. We don't typically look at things and say, you know what, this other company sold this for this much. Let's make this gun and let's charge this much for the gun and knock on wood and hope that we can get within that price range.
Well, I mean, a lot of gun places, every gun they sell is the same damn price. It's all within like $300. I'm like, how the fuck can you make all these guns with $300 difference? That's just my opinion.
Well, I think people have different ways of doing that. And I think that's probably for a reason. One of the big things that we bring that's different than other companies is our background is in machining.
Yes.
It's in, bill of materials, finding out what things cost, what our actual costs are, and then, putting margins, dealer pricing and that kind of stuff into it.
Not just throwing a
afterwards.
price on it and going with the wind.
We try not to, at least.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to show this to dealers. I think this is going to do very well against another company out of Texas. Is that where they're from?
I'll let this gun, it speaks for itself. This gun.
I think so too, man. I mean, ever since you sent the little video through the team chat, I've been chomping at the bit to put some rounds through that thing, and
I will say, I think this gun shoots better than the Morph or the Honcho in any configuration.
which is crazy.
Not any. I mean, if you were ripping the trigger at targets and moving, obviously major power factor with the 3-port comp on the front, is slightly different.
But for box stock ammo, that
Right.
gun will probably outshoot any gun that we build. It just the comp right size for factory load stuff, it just works.
So what kind of ammo have you ran through here so far?
147s, 115s, 124, all like box ammo. I've ran it all the way up to 155 power factor. It's got an 8-pound recoil spring in it now, so you don't have to worry about a 6-pound recoil spring.
And this gun is gonna be just like the Honcho. The whole concept is it's out of the box, ready to go. Just don't tinker with it. Go have fun with it. Go shoot it. It'll shoot flat. It'll shoot fast, and have fun with it, right?
Yeah, I mean they all should be, right?
Well,
Now, is it back to the regular recoil spring, Brian, or is it flat wire?
No, I'm done with the flower. This has a commander length recoil system in it, so you have a lot of variety. If you want to try different springs, you can.
well, yeah, because guys are gonna make
Commander length.
still.
Did you do any more with the slide to frame as far as like loosening things up? Are you happy with?
It's tight when it's in battery, but as soon as it comes out of battery, I actually loosened it up so it's a little bit looser than normal. So it comes out of battery super easy.
I agree.
It sounds like that same buttery smoothness.
Yeah, I allowed a little more clearance in the front just in case if you don't clean it as often.
Well, I think the application for this gun is it's going to get dirtier. But I was thinking about this the other day. We were talking about longevity and trial testing, you know, obviously we know a bunch of people now do use the honcho in the 3-gun mark and the 3-gun circuit because of, you know, the Dylans of the world that, you know, believe in you guys. You know, it's what got me to bought my honcho, right? But my point is, we were in Texas 2 weeks ago, and it was 40 to 60 mile an hour winds, and the red dirt out there is just as fine as sand. And I oiled my gun at the beginning of the match to include the locking block, and I did not oil it until I haven't done anything with it since I got home because I haven't shot it yet since it, and I had 0 issues. And we were taking shots out to 110 yards at the match. So I guess what I'm saying is if you still properly maintain it, it can get dirty and still run like a freaking machine. So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
and Texas was a damn good test for it. Trust me.
It sounds
I'm
like
still
it.
cleaning out cracks of dirt from all kinds of things in my truck from that match. So, well, good.
We make sure
Yeah.
you got a couple local matches around here.
So come see me and Dylan in NRA if you guys are going. Please come by and see us, say hello, check the guns out, see, feel, and touch them, and then place an order. You know, that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you guys will be there. Unfortunately, Brian and I won't. We're gonna be racing that weekend. Sorry.
Thank you.
We'll send some videos. I'm sure you guys are gonna have a blast at NRA anyways. You're gonna be with,
NRA is pretty fun.
Yeah.
If Dylan and I are sharing a room, I'm sure you'll see some videos.
oh my. We might, so are you saying we should start you guys in OnlyFans or?
Oh, Jesus. No, we want to keep them in business.
Okay. So you want to do the reverse, pay people not to see it?
Yes.
Start a GoFundMe to not, there we go.
Well, cool.
Yeah,
It
sounds
looks
good.
awesome,
I'm
man.
really liking it. So we're gonna, well, I say you are gonna have to get to work on the other slide, building another gun with the aluminum frame. We're gonna see if we can get this coated and back in time. That might be pushing it from.
Hey, if anybody wants to help out in a huge way, $1.2 million for a DLC machine would be great about right now.
And
Other than
16
that,
days.
Ultrasonically
16 days till NRA.
You didn't know? Why hasn't
I mean,
PT just
I
invested
know. I
in
mean,
their own
look, it's only
DLC
like
machine?
300,000. If people think it's $300,000, go buy 5 of them. You'll be a millionaire. They are not that cheap. $1.2 million for the.
I mean,
whole
you
lot.
might be able to get like, you know, like one of those
Made in China.
tabletop ones, you know, if
How much
you,
can you put in there? 2 duct tape piece at a time.
I can do it out of my garage. It's totally cool.
it's
People,
fine.
the internet, it's full of
No,
inquisitive,
yeah.
knowing people.
No one cares about the ultrasonic cleaning line you have to prep the parts, because part of the deal with DLC is
Absolutely.
you gotta
How
have a
clean it
good
has
prep
to be.
on it. And then, you know, don't worry about the EPA if they want to know where you're dumping all of this stuff at after you get done. You can't just run it out in a garden hose outside of your garage.
You guys are in Florida. Don't people just put it in the swamps out there?
Feed it to the gators? What do
That's
you
why they
mean?
made gators.
Alabama.
Yeah, no, but we're pretty hopeful. We've got a new coating company we're working with now, and they seem like they have their stuff together. Knock on all pieces of wood that,
Good guys to work with so
yeah,
far.
they seem pretty good. The quality of at least the first things we've gotten back have been pretty well. So
Yeah.
we're excited about that. So we'll get to working on this, see if we can get it coated. If it's an NRA and it's coated, it worked out. If not, it'll be coated shortly after Kevin and Dylan are done with it at NRA, and we'll see what we can do to even have the other model up and ready to go too.
It may be there too.
Good.
The aluminum frame, and now if we do the aluminum frame, we'll have even more kind of anodized options and stuff too. Want to anodize the frame?
No, because I want to do something a little different.
Uh-oh. I can see,
I'm
I
not
can
telling
see
anybody
the
what it is.
creative, I can see the creative eyeballs.
I'm not telling anybody what it is.
Usually means it's expensive.
Not really. It's just something different.
Good.
All right, well, when hopefully during our
I don't even know.
podcast, we're gonna
Touch
have
doesn't know. This is all in Brian's head.
No, it not. I have the gun done built, but you won't see the coating until.
Okay, so something in the coding. All right, sounds good. Anybody, y'all got any questions? I know Hutch, you aren't too far from here, so you may get to check this out in person at some point here soon.
Yes, ma'am.
And
All you
Kevin,
do is
you'll see
drive.
it here at least in a couple weeks.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, I need the gun in 16 days.
16 days, no problem. Well, it's built. It's
I
already-
know. Hey, I saw him shooting it. It's the real deal. I mean, I cannot wait, and I cannot wait to go into dealers and show them this. And I think it will challenge some of the competition, which is what it's really all about. I think at the end of the day.
I know it don't have the plastic absorption technology, but you know,
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
know. I've
all
never
the
heard of this before.
plastic
But
wheels on race cars. You
Yeah.
know it works.
I don't put plastic on my race car. Why would I put it on my gun?
What do
Yeah.
you mean? It's special metal.
Oh, the old
Speaking of race cars, what's the race over Memorial Day weekend?
It's a Memorial Day weekend race. It's in Ohio, which is where we're from originally. So we'll get to see a lot of family
Awesome.
and friends and stuff from up there. Running a 470 race on Saturday and one on Sunday. We are attempting to get the big guy's car back together so he can make the
So
trip.
you have guns to build.
Yeah.
I'm just
and-
waiting on the heads to get back. That's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
The heads for his car are still with the guy down the road who's going through them and freshen them up. So if we get the heads back in time and not have to kill ourselves to get it back together and get it there, he'll have his car too. If not, we may have to look at the next one
Good.
versus this one. But I may shoehorn him into my car on Sunday and just force him. He'll figure out how to do it. Your knees might be up to your chest because
My fear is you'll get him in there, but will you get him out?
well, that's his problem. He'll figure it out. The steering wheel.
Take the body off.
He's out there. He'll figure it out. He's been in the car at least twice now, so, and he was able to start it up and
Oh,
pull
well,
it
that's good.
trailer, so it will in fact work,
Maybe.
but we'll see. So, those are the next ones for us. We'll get to working on this stuff.
Mhm.
You guys got anything big going on or anything
I will,
happening?
I mean, I don't know if this will air before then, but I will be at the Missouri 3-Gun State Championship here the next weekend. So if you're coming to that, I will have the morphs with me and my honcho, so come say hello. And then after that, the weekend after that is NRA. Yeah. And the weekend after that, I'll be at NRA.
What you, Father Time?
Oh no, I ain't got nothing. Just trying to keep old Lucky in there squared away. That's been my
Where's
been my
Turbo
life
Turd?
goal here for the last 3 weeks.
Lord of living, it's not all bad.
No, absolutely not.
I hate all of you.
It's not bad. We always say Florida doesn't suck.
It doesn't.
We like it down here a lot. So good luck. I'm sure we'll talk to you by then, but good luck at Missouri 3-Gun coming weekend. Hutch, don't fall off the dock. Keep everybody
No.
there safe.
I'm trying. It's very hard trying, but I'm trying. Yeah, Kevin, it's only 75 degrees out here right now. It's pretty tough.
That's a little
So
chilly.
it's 80 degrees and humid as a hot dog's. It's hot here. I'll leave it at that. 81% humidity right now here in Kansas City. Go figure.
Might as well be raining.
Awesome, guys. So if you
All
come up
right.
with any ideas or anything between now and then, let us know. Everyone else,
Oh.
comments, anything, let us know down in the comment section. Thoughts on it, ideas, something you'd like to see, any of that kind of stuff put down there. We have been trying to keep an eye on it and respond to people and get back to people.
I think we will
Tell me where I need to come take these guns in the comments, guys, and tell Hutch where we need to come take these guns. People that want to be dealers for us, because that's how these guns are going to make it to your hands anyway. So we want to work with cool people and cool stores and all that kind of stuff. So tell us where to go. You know more than we do, because we don't. It's just different for us than as you guys that know your own gun shops and all those kind of things out there. So
Sounds good. Well, thanks for joining us and see you next time.
see ya.
Take care.